Tell me.
We have a software update 20, 23, 44, 30, 25.
Yeah, I think that's 12.3. The base number and the FSD number are different. Now wait just a second though. Are we happy with the card that's in the dash cam Sentry mode before we kick this off again? Have we formatted it? Are we happy with it?
No.
Just think about that for half a second before you schedule it, because Andy wanted us to.
Okay. No.
We don't want it to not work again.
The answer is no.
Okay, we'll make it right.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. Hello there. I'm just checking something on my computer before I feed them, and, well, he's already had a little bit. Thank you for not throwing it back up this morning also, at least that I know of. I'm out of the other food that I mix in with the dry chow. It's probably the one they like better. So they're all a little upset. It's coming tomorrow. I ran out yesterday afternoon, so I don't think they'll fade away, but they aren't super happy with me. How about not in my tree? Come here. Come over here, bud. Come on. Hi, come here. Stripey, come here. Not in my tree. I know the creeping Jenny is so tempting to lay in, but no. No. I'm a little late getting out here. I got to doing a thing or two in the house. It's not that late though. Yeah, Marty was funny in the house this morning. He's eating it now, but it's like he put a piece in his mouth, spit it out. Put a piece in his mouth, spit it out. Repeat several times, walk away. It'll be fine. Don's in the garage trying to sort out the memory card so we can kick off the update. Good morning, Panther. How's my buddy doing? Hi. Hello. It's a good boy. Here you go. Yeah. He always gets a little food right at midnight, so I don't worry about him waiting a little bit in the morning. It's just gorgeous. Totally gorgeous. I'm out here in short sleeves. Got on my Crocs with no socks. It's just that warm. The rooster's been going off around back. I hear some squirrels out here in the front. Birds. Birds and flowers. Although there's a butterfly. Wow, I know you guys can't see it, but it was down there by where the yellow bells, the forsythia was. He's coming back now. I'm sorry your butterfly bush doesn't have any stuff on it, and I also don't have any Yoshino cherries in this yard. We tried to plant one and they really need sun. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, hi, honey. Hi. Good girl. I did get my fish tank all cleaned up and back running yesterday, and he's doing good. That is a 25-year-old Eclipse system, and the propeller housing is giving me a bit of trouble. It vibrates loose. Don had to repair the propeller. Buying a new one was complicated.
So I put the spool in there, and you just kind of poke it in about an inch. It kind of, you can tell it kind of goes through the thing, and then it pulls it in a little bit, and it pretty much starts spinning and stuff. So at this point, I believe this spool has wound, and it's really close to the height of the other one. But the important thing is it's fit in there quite nicely, and it is a plastic spool, and that's allowed in this printer. You can't use cardboard spools. So I think we're going to try to print that thing, the calibration of the filament. I had warned Marianne this was probably going to happen. We were calibrating the filament. They have a filament calibration, and we were doing it from inside the house. And I said, you know, I got a feeling it's going to have a problem feeding the filament, and sure enough, it did. It says unable to feed filament into the extruder. This could be due to entangled filament or a stuck spool. And I would say it's an entangled filament. You notice how that filament goes over and then it kind of gets down deep down in that layer. So I had saw that and I said, you know, I'm gonna pull it. I should pull that and fix it. But right at that instant, the light went white. See that solid white? And that means it's ready. And when it's loading and going through its process, the light throbs. It gets dark and it gets bright. It doesn't really flash. Throbbing is what it was doing. Well, so I guess this is the bottom line. Is there's the silver there. It's doing the test here, and it's doing the temperature. I think it's going to come up to 220. All right, I think that's what it's going to use. The 55C plate is what it's going to use also. We're using the generic PLA stuff, and it's going to do this pattern now, and we're supposed to visually inspect those lines and pick which one looks the best. But it does seem to be feeding better now. I don't think there's any issue with the feed. I got it untangled, and so this is not going to take very long. It says it's 0 minutes left. So we'll see. Now it's printing the actual values next to the lines. Now it's pulling the filament back out. That's what it does. It pulls the filament out of the tube. It doesn't leave the filament in the tube. And now it's lowering the bed down so we can get at it. And I'm going to check, see what the light. See, the light's on steady now. See, it's not throbbing. So I guess while it was the chosen one, it was throbbing. And we have a little poop. We have our first official mixed poop.
Right, it switched from green to the silver color.
Yeah.
There's 2 green ones back there from last night's 2 projects, but...
Oh, and the reason we're doing the whole silver here is because A, we have it, and B, we're going to build a poop chute, and we want it to match the printer.
We picked .02, and it's hard to see on that textured plate. We had to take a picture with the phone and zoom in. Well, the guy that we watched the video on, he magnified in on it too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only talking about little tiny bits of difference, not super huge. There's Don with his new scraper that we did last night.
That's right. I did recoat the plate with glue, with the release stuff, the release glue.
Yeah.
And, well, it's because it's flexing.
Right. Don will put more glue on it again.
Right, that's what I was trying to say is I did put more glue on there, and what I was really getting at was when you print this, you need to learn how to do the duplicate and do like 10 of them at once, because obviously these are consumable. And well, what it is,
I understand.
It takes all the time to do the calibration and this setup, and for just one, you could fill the bed.
Right, the guy told us that I know how to clone. The cloning I can figure out. Yeah, he said if there's any chance you're going to print more than one of something, you need to do it because that saves you on... There's reasons why it's more efficient. Let's just leave it there. It's not pretty.
Where's our sunshine?
It's nice and warm, but it's not pretty.
Where's our Carolina blue skies?
I know. Grr. All right, so we finished the calibration. We re-glued it. We alcoholed it. Well, we cleaned it off with alcohol, and then we put the fresh glue, the generic, on, and now we're gonna go tell it .02 and send it to the printer. This chute we decided on.
It's going to town. It says it's on layer 2 of 900, and you should feel the heat coming out with the door cracked here. It's impressive how much heat's coming out of that box. So that plate You know, it's 55C, and that fan's running, and it's cranking pretty good, that fan. I was actually seeing a little hairy filament. If you look real careful, you can see that hairy filament there vibrating. I'm not concerned. You know, this is not. It just got to be functional. You know, as long as it isn't catastrophic. So I don't know what exactly caused the little hair or how much, but the print itself does look pretty smooth so far, and it's boogieing right on. So we'll know when it's going to be like 8 hours and 7 minutes from now. I say it'll be done. And let's see what time it is. I don't have my watch. Alexa, what time is it? 1:36 p.m. So 8 hours. Let's see, 13 plus 8 is 21. 9 o'clock tonight. No, 9:36 is 9:40 tonight. It should be done. Well, that's on its 10th layer. It says it has 7 hours and 16 minutes yet to go. You can see it's starting to do the infill to minimize the use of filament. I think that's the bottom. That's still pretty strong over there, solid. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is the 10th layer. It's probably going to be done, because that's going to be 2 millimeters thick at this point. Because I think it's laying down 0.2 millimeters per layer. So this is the 10th layer, so that means that's 2 millimeters over there. And that sounds pretty reasonably thick to me. So my hypothesis is correct. It's now going around the outside. It's on the 11th layer here. I don't think it's going to be doing the back and forth anymore. It's just going to be going, it's just going to be going around and around here. And now it's coming over here to do another layer on the little foot. This thing over here with the grid pattern, it's a foot that helps support it, because there's a piece of this that goes off at an angle. And so this thing is probably cooking now. Yeah, now it's on the 12th layer. So like I said, for the next 800 layers or so, it's going to be really fast, because it's just going to build the wall up, and it's just going to keep going up and up and up. So it's boogieing now. I mean, as far as instead of going that back and forth, it's now going around and around. Pretty neat. Oh, and I don't see any more of those whiskers. It's possible that I had the door ajar. I have it basically wide open right now. I mean, I left it wide open versus ajar, and it's not made any more of those whiskers. So between maybe those first layers are very close to the bed, it's a little hot, and then now it's a little further away from the bed, that it doesn't. The filament cools quick enough that it can not do the little whiskers. That's, again, my hypothesis.
South Park or take a V12 drive. But Don's going to try to, well, not try. He's going to try to put the other Ethernet cable in the wall. And
yeah.
If not, you know, option number 2. But anyway, Don's on project mode. We had a little bit of that leftover broccoli, cheese, egg casserole. That was convenient. I really like having that ready to go sometimes. Pop it in the microwave. And I have sorted my carousel Lego bricks that came. But I don't know if I told them or not, but I made a math mistake or a typo. I typoed. I meant to order all 52 of the medium to meat, and I ordered 14. I had a 52, and I meant to order all 52. So they'll probably hear tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'm still waiting from one other seller. But I organized everything, little packets, split it up, checked it off, all that stuff. It's maybe the most organized I've ever been for a non-official Lego kit.
Sure.
I'll still end up ordering something while I'm doing it. But anyway, so Don's working over here.
Yeah, I'm going to...
And our print's looking good still?
Oh, yeah, I made a video when I was out there.
Okay.
It's looking good.
Good job. Thank
really
you.
Nice, actually. No more whiskers.
Great.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So this is the outlet where Marianne sits. Obviously that's in the wall. I'm going to attempt to stick the cable up through there and see if it'll go. And if not, I will drill. I'll take the faceplate off that outlet and figure out which side is the box mounted on. Is it mounted on, because they're always mounted to a stud, and it's either to the right or to the left. I don't know which, and I will go whichever way I need to go to actually get over into the next one. Obviously that's right there. I probably right here would be better for me. It's easier to work than it is with this pillar here.
I hadn't noticed how fast this thing is moving that filament, but it's definitely can move that filament.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Now it's pulling it out. Might have been cleaning the head, I don't know. You see what it says right here. Purge poop. Yeah, it's no, that's what it's printing.
I don't know what's going on.
But I don't think the filament is caught. I don't think it is.
Well, it just dropped filament, so it decided to do that.
I don't know. Let's go back here and see.
I don't see no poop.
Maybe it caught something?
I mean, I wouldn't know why it would decide to have, because it's not changing colors. In fact, because it's not changing colors, it didn't print this little block. What it does is it purges the filament to change colors when it's going from one color to the next. And then it runs over here and it prints a little rectangle about the size of that rectangle that is basically confirms that the colors are right. So I don't know, but hey, it's still going.
Okay, so I'm up. This is the outlet that I showed you from the bottom, and you can hear it's just barely in the wall there. So the stud's on to the left, and if I go to the right, as you can see, there's nothing there. So I'm going to go drill a hole slightly to the right and come up right here. I think that's what I'm going to do. But of course, I also know if I go like 6 to 8 inches, I could come up over there. Oops, sorry, over there. So the bottom line is where those two cables, electrical cables, go up into the wall, I need to either go to the right and I'll be in this wall, or go to the left and I'll be the next stud over. So sure enough, it got tangled again, and we got an error message. Marianne had me come out here and check, and it was easy to untangle. The same thing, the filament got wrapped, the silver filament got wrapped around itself. If you notice how the silver filament is wound, I'm sorry it's so much glare, you see how it's very, let's just simply call it random. But if you look over here on the bamboo, you see how orderly and smooth it is. Now granted, there's a little bit of that green that's crossed, but that's because it's unwound it back onto the spool. But when it was feeding off the spool, it was nice and even winds, unlike this one right here. So this filament right here, you know, it's working. It's just that, you know, it's subject to tangling. But with that's really nice about this bamboo stuff. It notifies you. I mean, Marianne was doing her video. She hasn't been watching it, and it popped up on her screen, says, "Hey, your printer is screwed up." So that's very handy. And also, I remember. Uh-oh, that isn't good. Because it didn't look tangled right there to me. It might be that spool is warped a little bit. I don't think that's... just to look at that, I don't think that's tangled too much there. I mean, a while ago you could tell it had tangled itself. You know, layer was on top of it. I mean, you could argue that's a little tight looking. I mean, you can see it's kind of down in that groove a little bit. Maybe it is going to have a little harder time right there. It's fixing to get really tight. I'm sorry, my phone is just terrible. I would tell you, don't get a Pixel 6 if you want to do macro. All right, so it's popped it out. It's I wouldn't call that tangled now. It's got a good half a turn before it's going to get back into a situation where it might be tangled. I would say it's Houston, I have identified the problem. That right there, that piece of plastic on the outside of the spool is so rough, it's catching on these little rollers down. These rollers are hard, and it's actually jamming it. That's what actually the problem is now. I mean, we've had it, the winding messed up, but I just have been feeling, I've had the cover open and I've been feeling it, and I felt it when that grabbed. See, right now it moves easy peasy. I'm gonna take a knife and trim that off.
She's sound asleep while I'm editing. Yeah, this is one of the calmest times of the day. You're such a good girl. Yeah, such a good girl. Let's go see what Donnie's up to. He's been making me videos.
Now, talk about a perfect plan. I've cut the hole for the faceplate in the wall, and I stuck my flashlight down there. It's dangling. And look at there. I can see light. Woo! Maybe, I think I'm going to get lucky for once. I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched, though. Maybe it'll focus on my finger.
See that yellow rod there at the very bottom? Not the pencil, but the yellow thing. That's my fish tape. What you're seeing is the frame of the stairs on the other side of the wall, this wall, partition wall. So where's Johnny when I need him? When Johnny was about 4 years old, I had a similar situation in a wall over at Mary Ann's old house. And I just had Johnny stick his hand down there and grab it. But I can't get my hand in there. And I think Johnny's hand's a little big now too. So if anybody has a 4-year-old I can borrow for a couple minutes, it really would make my life way easier. Well, second try, I had to go into the house and pull the yellow fish tape back out and just cram as much of the Ethernet cable as I could up in the hole. And then I was just able to reach in there, grab it. It's like no big deal. We got lucky, second try. Normally it takes me
Video with the hole in the wall where it's supposed to be.
That's right.
I figured you must be pretty happy.
Yep, I got lucky.
Good.
Yeah.
He was sweating coming up in the spot that was where he wanted to be. So
yeah, it was actually relatively, of all of them I've done, that was probably about a 3. No more than a 3.
oh, not as bad as you thought.
Oh, that's right. I mean, it was actually, if you want to get technical about it, it was actually about as good as it could be. I only had to go under the house one extra trip. I had to go redo my cable once. I pulled the fish tape, didn't work the first time. So I had to reposition it or redo that fish tape and actually just quit using it and just push the cable up there. And when I did that, man, it worked like a champ.
Yeah, so just to say, we Don ran 2 Ethernet cables a couple weeks ago, one to his office area in the bedroom and one to Johnny's computer in the green room, and we ran out of runway that day to do more, and he thought this one was going to be a pain. So but when he's done, that cable that you see there at the base of the couch will be gone.
1 and 2, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, all good. So we got a nice little outlet installed here, and I'll just button everything back up, and hopefully I won't mess any. So this is over the Wi-Fi, 270 megabits download and 17 megabits upload. That's nothing to write home about, but I'm going to plug the Ethernet cable in now and see how it works. Okay, here goes. I've got it plugged in. The little symbol down here, the little arrows, right and left arrows, imply the cable's plugged in. Well, that's impressive. 640. 18 doesn't look, and really it's the upload speed that she really cares about. The download speed isn't that important. So 18, so it's a little faster upload, which is what she's after, 18, and 640 download over the cable. So that's an improvement. So hopefully she'll be a little happier.
Well, I hate to disturb these guys, but I've had no exercise today. The grass needs mowed. Don's got at least 30 to 45 more minutes. He says 30, but clean up, I'm adding in a few minutes for putting tools away and stuff. I'm gonna mow. Oh, I'm done. I have no clue idea. No clue idea. I'm tired. I have no clue how long it took. Usually it takes me 90 minutes, probably about 90 minutes. Don came out and moved all the furniture in the back out of my way, and then he put it all back. I mowed quite a good bit over here. I just couldn't stand the weeds. I don't know. This is just a mess over here trying to reclaim this little bit of land. I tried to avoid ferns, so it's certainly far from perfect, and we need to come out and hand pull some stuff. But it is what it is. I know, that's my catchphrase. I need to say it less often. The front yard here, it looks great over here. It looks great in the front and the back. In the side yard, well, we all know it's a work in progress, right? I just about want to cry about it. It's so much work trying to keep it looking good. And even if I could talk Don into spending the money for a truckload of mulch, we couldn't get it up here. We'd have to hand move it in the wheelbarrow, so not happening. Look at the pretty camellia. The one on the left was pink and bloomed about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, a month ago. But now this beautiful one on the right is red. If I had it my way, they'd all be this bright red color. I just really like this one. Really like it. Okay, I got most of the leaves off of it, so when I'm looking out the bedroom window, it looks right.
Ooh, it's official. FSD beta version 12.3. Woo! Here we go. We're gonna go for a little test ride.
Graciously agreed and wants to go for a ride to check out V12. So let me get myself back around over here to the car. He's waiting on me. You're waiting on me, aren't you? He's a good guy. I got carried away pulling the leaves out of that tree. He'd understand, though. It's just the way my brain works. And happy St. Patrick's Day. We really didn't forget. I've got on my leprechaun shenanigans shirt. But you're not wearing green. Did I get to pinch you?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, we had a message in the house that we had print success. Dawn knew it was supposed to finish about 9:45 p.m. I'm tired. And we got a message it was done, and it finished when it said it was going to finish. And wow, look at that. Mm-hmm. Well, my impression is that the quality is amazing. I mean, check it out. We knew it had this nice design on the side, the silver.
Got some whiskers on it.
Yeah, the silver was really the right way to go. And there was one little splotch on it from
when I was fighting that problem with the reel jamming.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It was on the inside here.
Yeah,
and you can't,
Yeah.
It was right there. Wow, way cool. So let's put it up against this machine and see how it does.
Yeah, this is what the whole purpose of this is.
Oh, wow. Sweet, Donnie.
Yep.
So you can see where it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Way cool.
I agree. I like it.